Welcome to this edition of Famous Discoveries. We're going to show you why the Elektrik 250 is one of the world's hottest selling kitchen appliances with over 1 million units sold. We couldn't think of anybody better than our friend Kathy Mitchell, the sweetheart, America's sweetheart in the kitchen. You all know her. Put it through the paces.
Thank you, Icos. This is a wonderful machine, and let me show you what you get. This is the Elektrik 250. 250 means it slices 250 times a minute.
That's a lot of
That's a lot of slices now. Let me show you what you get. First of all, this is the motor unit.
Oh, cool.
And once you remove the motor unit, everything else is dishwasher safe. Although I found that most of the time a quick rinse and it's clean and ready to go. Now this is one of the secrets. This is the chute where the food goes.
Right.
And there are 3 different sizes. The smallest one takes a carrot or a piece of celery. The middle size one is great for cucumbers or zucchinis. And the largest one will take a whole apple or a potato without cutting it before you cut it. It's wonderful.
That seems versatile.
Now this is the shuttle. This is what moves that blade back and forth 250 times a minute, and these are the blades. These are stainless steel, fine Japanese steel, and they are so sharp. This is the ice blade.
Wow.
This is the grating blade.
That comes with a lot of blades.
It does. But they all store in the drawer here, so you'll always know where they are.
I got to tell you, I like that fact it's all in one place.
Exactly. That's the French fry blade, and this is the slicing blade. Now this is the thick blade, but this is the workhorse of the unit because it also has 3 insert blades that go right into this one. So you put this one in for thin slicing or for thick or thin julienne. But I'm going to show you all these different blades as we go along.
Now you said it was 250 times a minute, so that's like having a knife going 250 times back and forth, like a high-quality knife. A minute?
A minute, that's exactly right.
Cool.
And I'm going to show you that in a second, but I want to show you one more thing, because when I do the food, it all falls into this very convenient drawer, and you are going to love this part.
Cool.
This is so sturdy, I have dropped it on the floor and haven't managed to break it yet. And it slides in and out of the unit, and you can even get extra drawers for it, so it's very, very handy. But shall we get chopping?
Yeah, let's get
chopping. Let me put this back together and show you how easy it is to assemble. I'm going to put the shuttle back in, and all I have to do is pick a blade. Let's say we're going to take that slicing blade, and I'm going to drop it right in there like that.
Kathy, I love the fact that it has such a small footprint. It's like smaller than a toaster.
It does. You know, in my kitchen, you have to earn it on the counter, and this has earned it so many times because I use it many, many times a day, so it sits on the counter all the time, but it doesn't take up much space. All right, now you ready? I've got the slicing blade in there. I'm going to grab a piece of zucchini, and I said that middle one is perfect for the zucchini, so it'll just drop right in there, and all we're going to do is...
Look at that. 250 times back and forth.
Times a minute.
Man, oh man,
and
I get tired
perfectly
doing
sliced zucchini. But let's move that guy down and let's try something else.
All right.
How about some sliced potato? You know, if you make hash brown potatoes, I told you that's big enough. You don't have to cut the potato before you cut the potato.
I got to tell you something. Anybody who has arthritis or sore hands, this has got to be a godsend.
Oh, absolutely, because you're not bending or moving. It's just almost a flat motion like that. And there's beautifully sliced potato. Now, here's something important.
What's that?
When it slices every slice identically. So when you're cooking something like scalloped potatoes, for instance, you're not going to have hard spots in it where you had a thick piece that didn't get done as fast as the other pieces.
It'd be like one piece not cooked, one piece cooked.
Exactly
I got to tell you, I can't cut them that even by hand, I'll tell you.
No, neither can I. Now, let me go on to this machine, because what I've got in here is the grating blade.
Oh,
and this is the one you're going to use anytime you need to grate. Now, again, back with potatoes again. Potatoes, for hash browns, you're going to want to grate them. Now, normally at home, I would go ahead and peel these or at least wash them, but I wanted to show you. The whole potato drops right inside. We've got the drawer in there to catch it, and off it goes.
Oh, there it goes. All right.
Now, we're grating. Now, I'll tell you what. If you are buying pre-grated hash browns at the store, you're paying big bucks for someone else's labor.
That sure beats that knuckle buster that I used to use. You know, you get the Band-Aids and stuff and wreck all your knuckles.
Oh, right. The Elektrik 250 does not come with Band-Aids because you won't ever need them. It's very, very safe. And look, perfectly grated potato.
That is fast.
Isn't that wonderful?
That is fast. That's going to be really convenient for someone to use.
Oh, yeah. Now, how about something like zucchini bread, where, again, you're going to need... Let me pull that piece of potato out of there.
Yeah.
You're going to need something that's finely grated. And, you know, people don't make zucchini bread because they think it's hard. There's nothing hard about zucchini bread except grating the zucchini, and this makes fast work of it. I told you I have 3 shoots to choose from. Big one for potatoes or apples, and I'm going to use that smaller one in the center for the zucchini because it keeps it standing straight up and down, so I get a perfect grate. And again,
there it goes. I got to try it. I never even thought of grating zucchini. That seems to grate with all that flavor right in all your bacon. That sounds really good.
Well, you think of it if you had my garden, because zucchini is very prolific. I have lots of zucchini. We make lots of zucchini bread. But, you know, zucchini bread is so moist and so delicious. The kids think it's cake. I don't tell them any different. They're eating vegetables.
I got this feeling that your husband's spoiled.
Oh, absolutely. And my grandkids love my zucchini bread. Like I said, they don't even know they're eating vegetables. See how perfectly grated that is?
Oh, wait. I got an idea.
What?
You know, I always go to the store, and I love Italian food. I always go to the store, and I'm not sure whether I'm buying that Parmesan stuff that's got filler in it. So I go buy the big block hard cheese. I gotta tell you, it is hard to grate that cheese.
Okay, well, I've got some Parmesan, right? Yeah, Parmesan cheese right here. I'm going to go ahead and just drop it in there. Now, it's going to be mixed in with my zucchini. You don't mind that, do you?
Oh, gracias.
Okay. Zucchini au gratin.
All right. Look at that.
Well, Parmesan's very hard cheese, and this does quick work of it. But you know, it'll also be your yellow cheese, right, and your mozzarella for your pieces and things like that.
And you know what? I got to tell you, when I'm using that knuckle buster, when I'm doing the cheese, it always gets stuck in there, and it's so hard to clean, you know?
Exactly. Well, this does quick work of it, like I said. But I can just grate as much as I need, take the rest of it out and store it for later, and I can show you. We'll just slide out the drawer here. And you can see we've got perfectly grated Parmesan cheese. You know, for years my kids thought the only Parmesan cheese came in those green cardboard tubes. Now that they've tasted this, I can't get them to stop eating it, and they love Italian food.
I got to tell you, you're talking about storing the food in the drawer. What do you mean? Like, you put it in the fridge like that?
Well, sure. Actually, a lid comes along with that drawer. So if I want to grate something up ahead of time, I can actually put the plastic lid on it and store it right in the refrigerator.
Are you kidding?
And you can also get extra drawers. So if one's in the refrigerator, you'll always have one to use on your machine.
All right, what do you got here?
Now, let's carry on, because what I've got in here now, this is the French fry blade. Now, you see,
I got to tell you,
it's designed for making
French fries.
Oh, I do too. And again, if you're buying those French fries in the freezer section, you are paying for someone else's labor to cut them up. And with the Elektrik 250, there is no labor. It's fast. It's easy. It's actually fun. People will fight over who gets to help you in the kitchen.
I got to tell you, my kids, if I made them French fries every single day, they'd eat them. I'm telling you.
Absolutely. And if you made them French fries yourself, where you're in control of what kind of oil you use, then they're healthier as well. You know, the ones you buy in the store that are already frozen have already been pre-fried, so they're already full of oil.
What did you say?
Pre-fried? They're pre-fried. Look at the label. They've already been fried. They've already got oil in them, so there's nothing healthy about it.
I never knew that. They probably got some kind of preservative in them, too.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
All right,
now, just cut the end off that potato, and we're going to go ahead and make a quick fry.
Holy man, look at that. Look at that.
Now, you see those fries?
You could feed an army with this thing. I mean, how many fries could you do? I mean, as many potatoes you ate, just knock it in there. That's fantastic.
And you know how much they charge at the Golden Arches, but you see how inexpensive they are, because potatoes are cheap. They're like $3 for 10 pounds.
Oh, cool.
So if you think of all the things you can do with potatoes, and every one of these blades does something different with potatoes. But you know, it's not just for potatoes. Let me take that little last piece out of there, and I'm going to show you something different in here. Let me get these potatoes.
I got to tell you, I've been here just a couple minutes, and I've watched you go through blade after blade after blade. There's so much variety, so many things that you can do with all these different blades. And you've only gone through, like, what, 2, 3 of the blades?
I just scratched the surface. But what I want you also to notice is how easy it is to go from blade to blade.
Right.
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how to change the blades in this. I love the ease of use. Now, I've got some cherry tomatoes here. I'm going to just drop that in. Now, remember, I've got the same blade that I just did the potatoes on. I love this for my fresh salsa.
If I had to choose only one food in the whole world to eat for the rest of my life, it'd be a tomato.
All right. Well, let's put in some green pepper. Let's do the tomato.
Yeah.
I want you to see just the tomato.
There we go. And she's off. There we go. Oh, wow.
I'm going to put in another piece.
Another piece? Well, I know what you're doing. I guess.
Did you guess?
I guess you're going to make salsa.
I'm going to make what?
Salsa.
Salsa. People love to say salsa, right? Okay, I'm going to put in a little bit of green pepper.
You know how much salsa costs in the store? My gosh,
I do.
Salsa. And I go, holy moly, like, $3, $4, $5 a jar. I mean, you do the math.
Expensive.
Wow.
How about an onion?
L'oignon?
That's
how they say it.
I used the wrong hole.
The wrong hole? Yes, it happens.
Yeah, plenty to choose from.
There you go.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that in the big piece.
Okay.
Just like that.
L'oignon. You know it's
nice to have some choices here, right?
There you go. Look at the color. I love the white, the red, the green.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
A little cilantro
in there.
Oh, a little
cilantro, a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of garlic. Oh, it's wonderful. Look at that. It's fresh and it's fast.
You a little hungry?
All right. Ready for the next blade?
Let's do this something else.
Okay. I never know which blade I have in here.
Oh, let's guess.
Let's guess. No, let's
look. Something in there and see what comes out.
All right. This
looks like a blade of cutting blade.
Slicing blade. But you know what? We've already sliced. So let me go ahead and put one of my julienne blades in. Oh, let's put the thin slicer blade in. Now, when I slide this little guy in here, this
so that changes the height from the thickness to the thinness. Is that what happens?
What it does, I'm just going to show you. It slides right in there just like that.
Easy.
And now it's about half the thickness it was before. So instead of thick slices, now I'm going to make thin slices. And there's times when you're going to love thin slices. If you have a dehydrator, thin slices are great for that. If you like to make a fast apple pie, I'll tell you what, I make an instant apple pie, I call it, because I slice an apple on there real thin. I don't see an apple, but we're going to have to show you with, how about some Sweet potato. How about some sweet potato?
Sweet potato? And you know, sweet potatoes are great because they're lower in carbs. And you know, I love them if you put them in the oven. I bake them. I put a little sea salt on them, and they're just fantastic. Really.
Well, have you ever bought those bags of fancy chips, veggie chips?
I used to. I love those fancy bags. The only trouble is I don't love the fancy price. You know?
$4 a bag. I know. What I said, it costs more to buy the bag than it does for 10 pounds of potato.
Oh my gosh! I got to tell you something. This looks fantastic. Look at this. Even beautiful slices every time. It's like artwork down there. Look at that. How long would that take you to cut like that over and over and over again?
Well, at 250 slices a minute, and I've tried to stop counting, but I'm going to have about 250.
I can't even count that.
I want to do the whole thing down to the bottom.
Holy man.
When you think about how many chips on one of those $4 bags, and I've probably got just about that
That's
many
one
right
sweet
here.
potato.
Look at this stack. I could almost reassemble it into chips. Poker chips on Friday night?
I was going to tell you. That's what I was going to say. Eat them. I'd lose because I'd eat my own chips.
You know, I like them just like this. Try one. Fat-free chips. They're good because you know what? When you slice it really thin like that, it has more flavor. It is good, just like that, isn't it? I'm dealing in. Okay, I'll see you and raise you one. Okay, let's get those out of there. And you can do the same thing with white potatoes or the zucchini. You know, when I make pizza, I slice the vegetables like the zucchini and the mushrooms really thin and put a layer of veggies under the pepperoni. The kids never know it's there.
So you're hiding them.
Yeah, and I'm getting rid of that extra zucchini. Remember my garden?
Very stealthy.
It is a stealthy one. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take out that thin slicing attachment, and I'm going to put in this thin, small julienne. Now, we talked about...
you used to date a julienne in school, right?
I bet you dated a lot of them in school. Now, we talked about it at slicing 250 slices a minute, but that's with a flat blade. I've also got 20 little stand-up blades here. So can you do the math?
I'm trying.
It's 5,000 slices a minute.
Thank you. 5,000 slices. Can you imagine doing 5,000 slices a minute? How many knives is that? You'd have to have a lot of Japanese samurai knives going for 5,000. And did you tell me this is one of the best Japanese quality stainless steel?
It is. It's wonderful. It's wonderful quality. And what I want you to see is that, you know, the evil eye.
Yes. Oh, wait, I got one. It's pleasing to the eyesight. It's always great on the appetite. That's
all right. Well, now look at this radish, because this is so cute. And at 5,000 slices a minute, when I put those on top of a salad, I have all my friends going, how on earth did you cut it that small? Can you see how little that is?
I got to tell you something. You know, I have seen very few things in the kitchen that you would use every single day. Well, here's an item I think you would use 2-3 times a day. No wonder you keep this out in your counter all the time.
Absolutely. You'll always want it out because the more you use it, the more things you'll think of to do with it. Now, I'm going to put a carrot in there and do that same slice on the carrot. Like I said, I love this little matchstick on top of the salad. Kids will eat it when you cook with it. They'll eat veggies because they look like fun. Look at these little tiny slices.
Color. Look at the color and freshness in that thing. You know something my mother always used to say, you know, more carrots, better for the eyesight.
That's it. Your mother was absolutely right. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop those out of there.
That's gorgeous. Hey, you know something? You know, I've had a lot of food processors. I've talked to a lot of people work in the kitchen. You know one thing that these things don't do normally? Ice.
I read your mind. I knew what was coming. All right.
You're going to do some ice for me?
I'm going to do some ice because... The Elektrik 2000 actually, Elektrik 250, excuse me.
Well, 250, 2,000.
Well,
Actually 5,000 if you put the little blade in there.
Or 2,000 with this blade in it, exactly. But I'm going to put in the ice blade here.
Cool.
All right, now this is a separate blade.
All right.
And we're going to pop it right in there, just like that. Right in the little trolley.
All right.
Put the top back on it, just like this. I love it. It's so easy to take apart and put together. Because it doesn't, like I said, take a degree in engineering in order to use the machine. Now, have you got some ice for me there?
Yes, I did. All right,
go ahead and just drop it right in there. Now, what I want to point out is you don't have to freeze the ice in a special container.
No?
You know, when you buy those ice shavers, they give you a little container, and if the ice isn't in there, it won't work.
You can get ice shavers? How much does an ice shaver cost?
Probably $20, $30 or so.
Oh, cool.
And it broke after the first time.
And take a look at that. It's like having a snowstorm in June. Take a look at that. Coming out every time. See, I'm thinking snow cones, I'm thinking margaritas, I'm thinking all those kind of great drinks that you can make.
Right, exactly right. And remember, because it's using ice right out of your freezer, if I want to take an ice tray and freeze some fruit juice in it, I can make a real fresh fruit sorbet, and they're just delicious. But you know what my grandkids love?
What do they love?
Snow cones.
Snow cones.
And you know what Grandma likes?
What's that?
Sitting Grandpa with them.
I thought you were going to go to margaritas or something.
I won't do that to the cameraman. But you can have a snow fight in June if you want to.
Let me tell you something, folks. One of the most versatile machines. Now I'm really convinced. Now I know why there's one of the hottest selling kitchen appliances worldwide with over 1 million units sold. The quality, the value is just stupendous here. And I got to tell you something. All this food on the table, I got to eat.
Well, what would you like?
I know. I'm going to go back here and try to sell this out.
Okay. Give that a try. It's so fresh. And you can do all your spices in here. I slice nuts in here. I grate chocolate for the toppings on pies. The sky is the limit. If you can think of it, this will do it. Look, and you're eating more vegetables already. Do you feel healthier?
And cut. Thank you, guys.
Woo-hoo!
That was super.